Ladies and gentlemen, this short video set the context of what we are there. This conveyed lots of meaning actually. Now I request Soumitra to say, can I have a AV please? The profile of Soumitra is there with us, or shall I read it out actually? Not there?
So you can read it out, sir.
Okay, thank you. Soumitra is Srinivasan is the operating trustee of the Shakti Public Charitable Trust, and she has worked in non-profit and a certified teacher. Ms. Soumitra passionate about women's cause and education and want to do many more and making positive difference in our society. And I worked with her for the last few months, and I know how passionate she's about this subject actually. She made sure that we do this event and on a prime time. That's why we are here today. And over to you, Soumitra. It's always a pleasure working with you.
Good evening, everyone. It's indeed an honor to be here this evening under the aegis of Madras Management Association, which has done so much to educate and empower all of us. Thank you, Group Captain Vijay Kumar, Group Captain Venkatraman. You both have been mentoring me and supporting me and the trust so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Now, a brief introduction about Shakti Public Charitable Trust. What, when, why? This trust is the brainchild of Mr. R. Tyagarajan, the chairperson of the Shriram Group. Mr. R.T., as he's known, has always been supportive of women engaging in the work front, and he has mentored many women who occupy top positions today in the professional arena. A woman constantly multitasks. Woman has a compassionate and forgiving nature, and she will countenance any abuse to keep peace and harmony going. Mr. R.T., in the course of his illustrious career, had to intervene on many occasions and provide a solution to the woman who was working in the company so that she could continue working. It may not be an ideal solution, but nevertheless, there was some peace brought and she could continue to work. The World Bank portal says that 31.2% of the women occupy the labor force. But on the other side, we find actually data says that 1 in 3 women undergo domestic violence abuse. Now, where is this disparity coming from? One of the reasons why women quit the workforce is because of their stressful domestic environment. And this is what Shakti hopes to bridge. No woman or man can work under stressful circumstances. No one can work under abuse and torture. They need to be working freely. It's the fundamental right to be in a stress-free environment. I am Soumitra Srinivasan. I am the operating trustee of Shakti Public Charitable Trust. This is the genesis of the trust. We want more women to participate in the labor force. We don't want them to quit. We want domestic violence to become a common word, nothing to be shy about, not to be ashamed, not to live in fear and anxiety. Just like LBDT, just like AIDS, it should become a common word. What do we do at the trust? I provide targeted counseling to the beleaguered women. I hear her. There is no judgment. She is directed then to a counselor. There are 3 sessions that she undergoes. We get a full view of what is happening, the behind-the-scenes story too. After which, with her consent, we direct her to ethical, experienced lawyers. The lawyer gives her a 360-degree view of all the options that are available to her. She can make an informed decision. It's so sad that I have 5 cases now, and the girls are between 25 to 35 years. They have young children. They don't know who to turn to. Do they go to HR? Do they go to their parents and relatives? Do they go to their friends? Who do they turn to get the right optimum solution? We don't coerce them at all. It's their own free will to reach out to us. They make an informed decision. What if they have taken a loan, if she has taken a loan and the house is jointly owned? Where do the children go? Is she entitled to alimony? What happens to the elderly parents in the house? These are all some of the questions that we hope to address. She need not have to give up working. It is her birthright. She needs to blossom. She needs to shine. This is the gap that Shakti Public Charitable Trust aims to bridge. Towards this, we create awareness programs on gender equality, cyber crimes against women and redressal, economic literacy on multiple platforms. I have ethical lawyers, I have experienced counselors who provide the best solution to the woman who comes to us. We want the woman to continue working with a free mindset. This is phase 1 of what Shakti Public Charitable Trust aims to do. Going forward, we have many other plans in our kitty, and we hope to make it a safer place, an empowered community for all women and men. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Soumitra. Very, very strong statement, and I think very, very important, timely, because this is what is required today. People should be educated. People should be made aware of the opportunities available for them to come and share their things so that they can get recovered. And I'm quite sure the people who are listening will also carry this message to other people, because ultimately people should know what exactly they can think. And those who are watching this program, various channels, don't tell them this entire thing is uploaded on our YouTube. Let them watch the YouTube so they'll know there is one organization like Shakti Foundation. There are people like Malti and Detika who will be readily there to come and help you people. Actually. Thank you so much, Soumitra, for setting the contacts and sharing the thing. Now we have come to the real moment for this evening. We are all awaiting, and we have got 2 special invitees who will be going to be talking to us. Each one of them will talk about 15-20 minutes, followed by Q&A. They are willing to take all the questions, and you can share your question to the numbers which is on your screen. We have Ms. Letika Charan, IPS retired, former Director General of Police, Tamil Nadu, and also Maithili Advocate, Trustee, Shakti Public Charitable Trust. Can I have the AV of the profiles, please?
Ms. Letika Charan, IPS, retired, is the former Director General of Police, Tamil Nadu, and the first woman to head both Chennai City Police and the Tamil Nadu Police Force. With over 36 years in the IPS, Ms. Letika served in key roles across the CBI, Vigilance, and CID. A recipient of National Police Honours, she now contributes to social causes and training. Ms. Letika co-founded the Chennai Roti Bank, serving meals to the underprivileged. Ms. L. Mathili, advocate and trustee of Shakti Public Charitable Trust, is a legal expert with over 37 years of experience in indirect tax laws and diverse legal domains. Founder of MS L. Mathili and Associates, she has represented clients before the Supreme Court, High Courts, and various tribunals. A champion of gender justice and LGBTQI+ rights, Ms. Mathili actively supports marginalized communities. She also serves as Secretary of the Madras Tax Bar and ICC member for reputed institutions.
Thank you. We have got 2 outstanding leaders who will be sharing their insights, and as usual, any questions, keep sending them to the number. Now I request Ms. Letika Charan to please share your thoughts. Over to Ms. Letika.
Thank you. Group Captain Vijay Kumar. I don't know Group Captain Venkatramani is there, or Venkatraman is there.
Is there, is there.
He's there, okay. Miss
Very much.
Soumitra Srinivasan, Miss Maithili, ladies and gentlemen in the virtual world, I first have to thank the MMA and Sri Shakti Public Charitable Trust for having called me here today to discuss what I consider is a very, very important topic. If I spill over on time, please forgive me. But let me start off by asking, what is a safe space? Like most people, I turn to ChatGPT too, and its definition is that it's environments physical or virtual, where individuals, especially marginalized groups, feel secure, respected, and free to express themselves without fear of judgment or harm. Okay, I go with this too. And what are these spaces? Well, they say they're shelters or safe homes where such people who are suppressed or oppressed can go to and take shelter and feel free. Now, that's what I don't agree with. For me, the safe space should be where you live, where you work, where you go to for your entertainment, for exercise, for religious purposes, for medical treatment, for shopping. All these should be safe spaces. Okay, let's take the safe space in the most important ones, which is the home and the job front. And I will presume that these are safe from intruders, both in the physical and virtual space, that it's taken care of. But what is the problem that happens in most homes? You've already seen the video. It's violence, violence within the family. It is the most invisibilized crime that goes, because until the victim tells you that she has been abused, physically abused, or mentally abused, nobody knows about it. And the violence can be, as mentioned, physical, mental, economic, psychological, and verbal. Now, in the work spot, any unwelcome sexual advances, seeking favors through threat of detrimental action or promise of some preferential treatment, anything that is unwelcome to the lady and which humiliates her, well, that is harassment. And these are two things that we need to do something about. And who is the we? The we is not authority. The we is you and me and everyone. As far as the job is concerned, the work spot, the employer is mandated by law and has to see to the safety of every employee in his or her company. So that is taken care of partially, but not fully. Public spaces. Now, this is where authority comes in, and authorities meaning the government, the police, the revenue, the courts, etc. Nobody, and absolutely nobody, wants to be shoved or pushed, even when in a crowd. And that is precisely when a few persons chance their luck at groping at a woman or a child, be it a boy or a girl. And because they're under cover of anonymity. Now, the trauma which this abused or harassed person feels is very, very difficult to explain, especially since it happens in the place that is, in places that are presumed to be safe. Your own home, your work spot. I'd like to mention the case of a young girl who got harassed, or rather who faced harassment. And this is what happened. In one of the this happened many years ago in one of the cities of Tamil Nadu, where this young, very bright student was facing her class 10 exam, which was to take place in a couple of days' time. She comes down for breakfast in the morning and her parents are shocked because what they see is a zombie standing in front of them. The girl it was absolutely clear that she hadn't slept that night, and the father saw that there was something really troubling her. So he took her aside and started speaking to her. And that's when he found that she had been awake the whole night long. The first half of it was because her phone kept ringing. It was ringing and it was random people asking her for sexual favors. The second half, of course, is when she switched off her phone, but she just couldn't go to sleep because of what had happened previously. The father saw her phone, went through it, and then told her, we shall tackle it. He knew he couldn't do it alone. And he went to the commissioner of police of that city and told him what was the problem. The police looked into it and found that this entire calls had taken place because of a Facebook post done by somebody else on her page, wherein they had posted her photograph, given her phone number, and written, she likes sex. So the rest is what happened that night. The police later found that this had been done by one of her classmates. And when he was caught and brought in for questioning, he claimed that he did it for fun. Well, whether it was for fun or out of sheer malice, you don't do this to anyone. The trauma she underwent was tremendous, but fortunately, between her parents, the police and counselors, she was brought back to normal, and luckily she's carried on with her life. So the question comes up, how can violence and harassment be curbed so that women, and even in some cases the men, girls and boys, feel safe? First and foremost, it is important that the person is aware of what is happening to them and what should be done to end the violence or the sexual harassment. That is very, very important. Quite often, the person just doesn't know what to do and leaves it. When it is violence at home, if it can be sorted out by the family, it should be done there. Otherwise, go to a respected elder in the community or maybe in the extended family and speak it out. And if there is hope that if it's only verbal abuse, if this can be sorted out, well and good. Otherwise, there are counselors in the district headquarters, or when we talk about the job front, there is the internal committee which will look into the matter. But who do you approach if your family cannot help and if the IC cannot help either? Well, the answer is simple. The police, the court, the social welfare department, the NGO, the collector. A very, very important factor that you've got to take note of is that when she goes to the authorities concerned with a complaint, it is acted upon promptly. If it's in the case of the police station, a case should be registered immediately and the offender arrested. It makes a difference for the woman. It makes a difference for her family and for the people around, that there was immediate response. Thereafter, investigation should be completed quickly and the accused brought to trial. Let me digress for a moment. There's a reason why I'm doing this, but however, I have a few questions. And my questions are, who is an empowered woman? Or who are empowered women? Is it one with a job and she is therefore financially independent? One who is a happy and contented homemaker, living comfortably? One who is part of an SHG, a self-help group, and is also therefore financially independent? One who is in the top management of a corporate or industry, financially independent? Or one who runs her own business? Yes, all these people are financially independent, but how many people come home on payday and hand over their check? Or now, since everything is transferred online, how many have to transfer the said money into a joint account, a common account? Would you call that financial independence? I would say that she is an empowered homemaker or a member of the family when she is part of the decision-making process in her family. All important decisions, whether financial or otherwise, she must be a part of it. If she is working, is her housework that she has to do when she returns home in the evening, is that shared? And that housework includes looking after children and the elderly parents. On the job front, is her voice and her opinion being heard, or is it just being brushed aside? Are her suggestions being acted upon? And is due credit being given? If you look up the stories of many Nobel winners, you will see that they weren't the ones who did all the work. It was a woman who stood behind. And yes, I have that list. I can always share it with any of you. So, a woman is empowered when she is provided with the tools and the confidence and the opportunities to take control of her own life and influence her community. Now, how do the police try to empower women and thereby the community? Way back in the 1990s, early 1990s, a very enterprising young SP did something quite unique. He sent a jeep with a woman constable, a revenue inspector, a teacher, a nurse, and a lawyer, a lady lawyer, around a demarcated area within his district every week, where they would meet the community, especially the women, and tell them, spread awareness on the laws, on health matters, how to seek redressal whenever they required it, and what are the facilities available for getting a job or for doing something like tailoring, etc., or for continuing education and upskilling themselves. In short, how to fend for themselves. Later, propaganda vehicles with women police in it would go around spreading awareness about laws and safety. And in Chennai's city, the Pink Patrol also spreads that awareness, specifically crimes against women and children, cyber crimes, and drugs offenses. In UP right now, Operation Jagrati is being rolled out all over the state, following its phenomenal success in Agra, where the police, headed by the additional DGP, with the help of other departments, is spreading awareness with regard to crimes against women. So we come to the third part, a strong community, or a community which looks after itself. So what is a strong community? It is one where every member, regardless of his position in society, is regarded as a valued person in that community, and where all the work for the well-being of that said community is looked after by them, with special reference to safety, social justice, and sustainability. Now, community policing is one such way that the police department uses. The inspectors and sub-inspectors of a police station go to the villages concerned, meet the people, and find out what their problems are and what they consider important. Thereafter, the police liaises with the officials in other departments to try and solve those problems. Mostly it's with regard to electricity or pattas and other documents, widows' pensions, requiring a PHC or schools, transportation, something important. Very rarely is it asking for a police station, unfortunately. The community, through committees, which are done with the help of the police, is encouraged to take care of small problems in their area, and where the community looks after everyone and polices themselves, bigger problems get solved, such as preventing the youth, especially young girls and boys, from getting lured ostensibly for a good job, but in reality, they are pushed into nefarious activities. Thus, the village works with the social welfare department and the police to successfully combat, prevent human trafficking. Now, the last point I would like to make is attitudes can be changed. Attitudes can be changed of everyone. And this makes a very, very big diff. I'd like to explain it with a small tale. 25 years ago, when women police were being given gender sensitization training, the Home Secretary of the day had come to inaugurate the course and asked a question. Those who think that a husband can beat his wife, raise your hands. All hands shot up because every one of them felt that the husband had the right to beat his wife. With the training that was subsequently given, the same PCs were able to tell the men who were brought to the all-women police stations that they do not have the right to beat their wives. And this message got passed on to the families so that other members, especially children and little boys in particular, do not see this right to beat as an entitlement and treat the ladies of the family and the neighborhood with respect. The result is a happier, safer, and stronger community. Thank you very much.
May I request Ms. Maithili
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your inspiring thoughts. And now I request Maithili to share your thoughts. Maithili.
Good evening, everyone. To start with, thank you, MMA, for providing me a safe space to address an empowered community of industry leaders. And it was really, I was really engrossed with Ms. Latika Saran's talk on her experiences. It's quite an eye-opener. And it kind of resonates with much of what I had also seen in the course of my work. But it is really a reflection of the times that we're dealing with and the situation that we need to combat. So let us get started with today. The topic is as such very interesting in the sense of creating safe spaces. And the goal, of course, is to create an empowered, stronger communities. Now, what Ms. Latika Saran spoke about was a lot about safe physical spaces, which of course the police is ensuring safety physically at the physical level. There is safety beyond the physical level, of course, which also we need to address. So we are talking about creating about safe spaces where women can be fearless, or shall I say unafraid of what they're doing. It should be a free world for them. That is what the aim is. What makes women feel unsafe? Various forms of abuse, including domestic violence, sexual harassment at the workplace. These are things which immediately come to our mind. These are the predominant safety concerns of women. Abuse against women takes many forms. It can be physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and even economic. As Ms. Latika ji said, who's an empowered woman? Who is the one who is living fearlessly? Not necessarily somebody who is economically independent is actually living fearlessly. She probably has got to that point, finding that her only escape from an otherwise toxic environment, or in some way that tomorrow, if I'm left in the lurch, I will be able to fend for myself, or that I will be valued only because I'm bringing in the money. I don't know what